Hey guys, and welcome back to our channel. Did you guys miss us? We missed you. We've been gone for quite a while. I know we keep doing it to you guys. I know, but see, what had happened was we had a baby, so there's that. And it's been a crazy few months. We definitely plan on being pretty much all the way back in. We're finally starting to get a little bit of a handle on Miss Mia Inez. Oh my gosh. So as you can see by the title, I'm going to be talking about my birth story. A few of you guys were asking to give more in detail. I'm going to speak from the beginning of my labor all the way to having her, and Josh and Mia may or may not make an appearance, so you guys better keep watching. Just a few days prior to my labor, it was my birthday, and my birthday came and I was just like a hot mess because it didn't go exactly the way that I wanted. And poor Josh, I was crying. I was just like calling my mom, and I was like, what was that? I was like texting my sister. I knew something was up with my hormones because oh my, like something was up. Like it was not normal even for me. So I was like, I think it's about that time, you know. So I definitely kept on with my regimen of taking red raspberry tea. I don't know if you guys know, but my midwife recommended red raspberry tea because it's said to sort of stimulate your uterus so that you can maybe prepare your body for labor. And I was taking it every single morning. The morning of, I went to the cabinet to get my red raspberry tea, and I saw that it was the last bag, and I was kind of debating having it, but I was like, it's the last bag, Megan, just have your tea. 8:30 a.m. So I have the tea, I drink it, and y'all know the last few months of pregnancy are crazy. You're tired, you feel a lot of pressure, you're just ready to give birth. So I was not shy about wanting to give birth. I was like, I'm ready. I want it to happen when it happens, but Lord knew I was ready for this baby to come out. I wasn't scared. People were like, are you scared? It's your first baby. I was like, no, there's no getting around it. So I'm ready to just have her. And I did prepare before that to have an epidural. So I did all the forms I thought that were necessary to have the epidural. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get my epidural if I need it. But I did have in mind that I wanted to have a natural birth if I could. I knew that I've heard enough birth stories to know that sometimes the labor is the worst part, and if you can get through that and it's time to push, you may not have time for an epidural and you may have a faster labor. I was praying for a faster labor because I knew that if I had a faster labor that maybe I could do it. Maybe I could go unmedicated. I had the epidural kind of in the back of my mind that if because I'm a baby sometimes, guys. Sometimes I have like a super huge pain tolerance, and then sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, everything hurts. So I didn't know how I was gonna be feeling that day. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna get the epidural if I need it. But I had my tea, took a nap, got up to these cramps, and I'm like, okay, maybe these are Braxton Hicks, I'm not sure. I breathed through them, I did what I normally did, but then I started realizing that I had to use the bathroom a lot more than usual. So I was like on the toilet probably 3 times in 10 minutes, and that's when I knew something was up. I read about all the signs of labor. Clearing your system sometimes indicated that you may be in labor. They were about maybe 10 minutes apart, but then they started getting like 8 minutes apart, and it started lasting maybe 4 or 5 times, and it started feeling a little bit more intense. So I called my mom. So this had been going on, I would say, for maybe 25-30 minutes by the time that I called my mom. And I was like, I think that I am in labor. And then she's like, okay, well, even if you are in labor, you probably don't have to call Josh to come home from work. You have a midwife appointment today anyway, so you may just be able to wait for your appointment at 2 o'clock. It's perfect. It was already by that time probably like 10, 11 o'clock or so. So I was like, I don't no, I think this might be real. I am able to talk through it, and my midwife did say that when you are in labor, it's gonna be like white knuckle pain. You should not be able to talk through it. You will know. But I said, okay, well, I am still able to talk to you. Literally the minute that I got off the phone, that was the minute that I was like, I had another contraction, and just the feeling of it and the feeling that I had in my body, I was like, no, I'm calling Josh this second. So that's when I called Josh, and I was like, babe, I think, and prior to this, I'd been kind of emotional, so I don't know if you thought that I was like, I don't know, being over dramatic, but I was like, I think that I'm feeling some contractions. They've been kind of steady for 25-30 minutes now, and I want you to come home. All right, so I think we can call in Josh and maybe baby Mia. You guys probably don't want to see her, right? You guys don't want to see her. It's fine. We won't show you. Oh no! Say hi to the people.
She's looking the right.
The Jam Fam. She's like, Jam Fam. Oh, what happened to her bow? We got her.
There's a bow. Okay.
So
we have to first show her off. Her outfit is absolutely killing me. Okay.
She's got on her blue. Baby, careful.
I got her.
Careful the light.
This is Mia. She's wearing a white long sleeve polo with a pink polo. I don't know if you can see it. And not khaki, denim jeans, which are shorts. So I got that incorrect completely.
So this is the first time that Mia is meeting you guys. You guys say hello and be nice to my baby. So what did you think when I called you at work? Did you think that?
I did not think it was that serious, which is bad because she was like,
be honest.
Texting.
You really didn't think it was serious?
I did not think it was too serious at first. She's texting me going, oh, I'm having contractions. Or no, she said, didn't say the word contractions. She said, I'm having a little bit of pain. Just like that. So,
right, because I wasn't sure. I wasn't even sure if I was gonna call you.
Yeah, to that extent, right? And so I'm like, all right, well, I was on my last client, but let me just leave early just in case.
So meanwhile, he's driving. This is what's happening at home. I have my Baby Center app up and ready, and I knew that it had a tool that could time your contractions, duration, and the inter-response time between contractions. So I started seeing that the inter-response time was like about 6 minutes. So I was timing those bad boys, and they started everyone was getting worse. Took my booty in the shower because I was like, I'm about to have this baby. I started cleaning up the house because like the baby's coming. I put on a little bit of makeup. She's
not coming here.
Well, I knew that there would be family over right after. So I literally put on my makeup, and I was like, okay, this is happening. I couldn't really think that hard because it was so painful.
I'm driving home thinking, she's having a little pelvic pain. All right. I don't know. What do girls do these days? Pelvic pain? And so I walked to the door. She was okay. And then 2.5 minutes passed.
In between.
Yeah. And she just turned a little Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde on me. And she grabbed my arm like she had the jaws of death grip on me. And said, hit the button for the contraction app. I said, well, what?
I started calling out shots. I was like, get the bag ready, do the contractions, let's go. And I was like going through a lot of pain.
She was still saying like it wasn't exactly contractions, even though she was in that much pain. I didn't know we were there at that point yet. Yeah. So I was like, maybe I'll just make the bags too in case we stay.
So that's when he started vlogging, and you have him going down the stairs.
Yes. So driving there, and she's great, she's not great. Contractions literally every 4 minutes, like clockwork on a 25-minute drive to the hospital. We had an appointment anyway. I just texted her, I'm in a lot of pain. It seems like I am probably having contractions. I have a feeling my midwife also did not take me seriously. Yeah. She's so calm in text messages. She's like, it's a great day, I know, yeah. But by the way. I just told them that in the car, I was like, in between contractions that were coming every 5 minutes, I was like, why can't you just love me? Be nice to me. Because I thought in my head he was being mean to me. He was not acting perfectly. So this elevator opens up, we get in, and this mom and 6-year-old girl gets in with us, and Megan is between contractions. So I'm like, oh, please last, please last, please last. It didn't last. She gets in full mode, pregnant mama, hand back here, grabbing something, contraction, and the woman goes, and then the little girl goes, and I'm like, oh God, please, please, please hurry up.
So basically
then we get to the 4th floor, doors open, and they jet out. I'm like, okay, thank God.
So awkward.
Thank God. So we finally make it up to the 7th floor, get out, and we go down this long hallway to get to her room. And she has one last contraction, and she can't move. She falls to the floor.
Yeah,
and goes,
I dropped to my knees.
And you should have seen it. You should have seen. Oh, the result came. You should have seen it. It looked like a cartoon. Every door in that hallway, goosh, opened up, and people go.
Right, because this is a professional. Like they have other
businesses within that same hallway.
Yeah.
And so people just start coming out and go, "Is she okay?" And I go, "She's having contractions." Blah blah blah. 6 times in a row. Is she okay? She's got contractions. Is she okay? I'm like,
but they were very sweet. They
super
brought
awesome. They got
out a wheelchair for me, and they wheeled my little crazy
right to our midwife.
Our midwife. She saw us in the hallway. She's like, oh my gosh. Oh, she's like, and she was kind of laughing. She was like, wow, that's progressed quickly.
Yeah. She's going crazy, and I'm going crazy, and then she's like, oh, let's just go inside.
I know.
We'll check you.
It's like nothing. In between contractions, I was like, this is so funny. And I was like emotional, and then I was happy, and then I was like in pain.
Oh my God. No.
Yeah, so then we go into the room, and she's like, okay, well, you know what, before we go over to the hospital, let me just see how dilated you are, okay? I don't know why I'm making her sound like that. So she goes up there.
This is what you do. That's how you check
just like that. And then she goes, oh, okay, you are
25 centimeters dilated.
No, she's like, what was it? She's like,
7.
You are 7 centimeters dilated. When I heard that, I was like, I'm having the baby. I actually got kind of excited.
And for some reason, it still didn't click with me. For some reason, I was like, she's okay. And then she's like, let's go ahead and go to the hospital. I'm like, the hospital? Like,
you really didn't know something was up.
I should have, but for some reason, I was just blanking out. And so we wheelchair her butt over there. She was too lazy to do it herself.
We had a birth plan, guys. You know, I thought it was gonna be at night, and I was gonna go up the elevator, but no, I got wheeled there. It was fine. I mean, I don't remember what happened. It was like a blur.
So we get there, and we get her set up in her cute little gown, put her in bed, and all these nurses are coming in. She's fine and dandy, and then she's having contractions, and all she does is goes,
yeah,
where's my epidural? To me, there's no question that she's not gonna get it. I've never gone through this. Yeah, but what epidural's like a pill, right? I'm like, okay, just take a little pill and you got an epidural, you know? Nurses are going, oh, we're gonna do our best to give it to you. I'm like, do your best.
Do your best. I was like, I did everything ahead of time. I did my paperwork for the epidural.
I was like,
I'm getting the epidural. I'm in pain.
I was like, oh man.
Did it hurt you to see me like that?
Yeah, I was so afraid of her going through that without an epidural. It scared the crap out of me. Because up to that point, I thought she had no pain tolerance.
Me too. I mean, I knew I had high pain tolerance, but I just thought that, because sometimes, guys, I think that men underestimate how strong women are, because we like to make them feel like they're, excuse me, we like to make them feel like they are, like, help me, but I mean, we're pretty strong. I just didn't know what to expect.
And this is going on for like 45 minutes, 50 minutes. We're gonna try. They're like, pressing the bag of liquid that they had to put in her first, and like forcing it into her IV faster, and all these things, and I just kept asking for it, and she's good. Sorry, press pause.
Let me just put it down. Sorry, guys. So we had to go ahead and feed her.
So the Dr. and Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, was in full effect. And then in between, she was looking at the nurses in their eyes and going, I'm so sorry. I don't mean that, I'm okay.
One nurse that was like super sweet and new, and I think her name was Shannon, and she was like, all right, well, are you okay? Oh no, you know? And then there was the other nurse who was like After a few minutes of me, she was like, listen, okay, I know you had a plan, but that plan is out the window now. You're gonna do whatever's best for that baby, so you need to buckle up, and if you don't get the epidural, you need to know that it's okay, and it's all right, and you're gonna do this, okay, because you are strong, okay? What's the most important thing to you right now? And I was like, my baby. And then she was like, that's right. And I was like, ugh.
It was literally bad cop, good cop.
Yes.
It was perfect.
It was just, I did need it. I'm not even gonna lie. Yeah. And actually, at some point during my contraction, I accidentally grabbed her and she firmly let me know, do not grab me. My midwife came back in, I grabbed her, like, her shirt. Kathy! You said I was gonna get the You promised me. When I was having the contraction, I just had no shame. And I was just like, Kathy, you promised me. It was so sad. She was like, oh, honey, well, I don't care. She's like, we're rushing it. So, they had to do a blood test, supposedly, to make sure that my iron or something was okay ahead of time. And I did not know that. So at that time, it was about probably 3:15. And I was going through worse and worse contractions, guys. They were monitoring it. I could see them coming. I think they were, at that time, they were about 60 seconds apart. So this is happening. She checked me again in the hospital bed and she said, okay, you're like, I think she said I was like 7.5 or 8 or whatever. And she told me, hey, if you want this epidural, you're gonna have to try to breathe through your contractions. And because at that point, I had the urge to push. And I was doing one of these. Every contraction, I'm like, is it coming? Is it coming? Is it coming? It did not come. It wasn't going to come. And I was very scared, but my body went into, because I was fighting the pushing feeling. And after a while, it's like my body completely took over and I started to push again. She turned around to the other nurses. She's like, you know what? I think we're having this baby. And when she said that, my eyes kind of rolled to the back of my head a little bit, but I was like, you know what? My body was like, this is gonna happen. And my mom had me unmedicated as well. And she said when she finally gave in to the contractions and gave in to what her body wanted to do, it went a lot easier. So I think subconsciously, I kind of knew that in my head. And all I wanted to do was give in to my body.
So here we are, pushing.
We are pushing.
I'm pushing her to push. They're telling her to pull her legs to her, which she's doing 20% of the time. We gotta remind her every time, which like, you know, she's in that state. She can't think. Grab your legs and pull it to you. Don't breathe while you do it. Hold your breath. Push. And I was trying to talk her through it. And I have all these stories about my family saying, oh, she was in labor for 24 hours or 3 days, 19 weeks. I'm like, what? And she was just pushing for 30 minutes. Yeah. The Mia is crowning, and Kathy's going, do you want to take a look? So I said, okay.
They were like, do you want a mirror? I was like, no. I wanted prior that nobody to be in the room except for who needed to be in there. I think your family was there because they live in the area. My mom's about an hour away. So she got there, I think.
After you gave birth, I think. My mom was there. She's right outside the door. Every time the nurse came in, she said, you have a lot of people right outside the door waiting for you.
The pushing part, honestly, was the most powerful, I guess, experience. Like, you can't even believe that you're pushing that hard. He said it looked like my veins were like gonna bust through.
When you're pushing a heavy weight or a baby, you breathe in on the way down and then you hold your breath and you push with all your might. Let your breath out, you lose that power of push. So she's holding her breath and pushing as hard as she can. So she has like 17 new veins coming out of her forehead. And I feel like she's gonna pass out. Like, that's how you pass out when you weightlifting.
He was so good though. He was like, at that point, like when he saw her starting to come out, like he got that emotional voice on and he was like, I love you, baby. And he was telling me like when to push. I don't know if he was making it up or not, but he was like, all right, yeah, push now, push. And I was like, okay, push. I pushed for about 30 minutes. That part was the best part to me. Basically, I had an sort of accidental unmedicated birth. I didn't want an unmedicated birth. That's what happened.
That baby comes out bluer than a blueberry, and like all in the movies, as soon as the baby comes out, it's crying. And so she didn't come out crying at first. So I'm like, yeah. But then the nurse takes that sucker thing and like super hard. Like, stop it, she's got balls. Relax. Does that a couple times, and she starts crying, and that was cool.
think it was, he's gonna cry.
I don't know, cry? Oh man!
Aw.
It was super surreal, and then they weighed her, and she was 8 pounds and 3 ounces. They measured her, and she was 21 inches.
As soon as she came out with like her back towards me, so the first thing I saw was her little head and her arms, and it was like I was like in Twilight Zone. Like it's the most, like they say that some people feel euphoric when, like right when they see their baby. That's how I felt. Thank you Jesus, but I didn't hear her cry yet, but I knew she was gonna be okay. I think he was a little bit more worried, but when it was reassuring to hear her cry.
Yeah,
and I looked right at her, and I did, you know, unfortunately tear. They were stitching me up, and I was just like, please let me hold her, let me hold her.
Yeah, she was in the warmer and just crying with the little heart monitor on, and she was just talking to her. She's looking at mom.
Don't even look like you just had a baby. We're gonna put the baby on her chest, so don't even worry about that. Absolutely.
And I couldn't believe it when I saw her little face, guys. You hear it all the time. I'm gonna say it again. You never experience, I don't think, a love like that ever until you see their little face. And I saw all her little fingers and all her little toes. I always believe in God, but when you see your baby for the first time, it's like an extra, like, wow, look at God, look at God. You guys followed us throughout the entire journey, and now we finally have her at home with us. The first few weeks were a little tough, but you know, we soldiered through. I learned a few things along the way, and I'll be happy to share that with you guys, perhaps in a future video. Here we are!
Weird.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you all for your support.
Really,
and
we read every single comment. We can't respond to all of them, but we read all of them, and it's so encouraging, and just the pouring of love.
that's all we got for you today. That's our work story. As you can see, being parents did not make us any more mature, so pray for us. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching.
We're the lights.
God bless.